Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video I'm going to be doing a recap of the past 5 years of lucky bags that I have received. So when I started my channel, my very first video was unboxing my Beautylish lucky bag for 2018, and this year is the first year that I'm not doing an unboxing of a lucky bag, and I might be feeling a little bit of FOMO, but we'll get to that in the end. What I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to go through each year of my lucky bag, kind of give my feelings on those products now, kind of looking back on them, and then I'll do a little comparison on the value over the 5 years, and then I'll do a little talk about, I've been watching other people's unboxings this year. How do I feel? Do I feel like I regret not getting it? Will I get it in the future? So yeah, let's go back in time to younger, a more naive version of Anne in 2018. So 2018, my very first video was my lucky bag unboxing. I filmed this video on my phone at the time, and I swear I filmed this I think 8 times. I actually filmed it in a different location and in a different way the first few times. The biggest issue was not the filming part, was getting the files downloaded to my computer at the time. I was having a heck of a time trying to get that to happen, and I'm surprised I did not give up on doing a channel after that, because it was a nightmare. So just putting that out there, if anybody's starting something new, regardless if it's a YouTube channel or a new job or something, and it's disaster zone on the start, you're learning. It's okay. So yeah, it's a funny video watching it now because I was so nervous, and it was the first video, and I was really I'm gonna do this, and yeah, I'm very blonde as well in the video. So the products that I got that year, the first product was this, which is the Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped. This looks like it's barely used because it kind of is barely used. I mean, I use it, but not a whole lot, and these are giant pans. My biggest issue with this is it's because it's a face palette, and I've talked about this, I'm not a big face palette person, that I forget about these. So I need to remember to maybe pull these out and put them in I have a single compact now that I can use for them. I think these will fit in that. But yeah, I really like this. These are really, really nice shades. We're gonna do some swatching in this video. Why not? Really nice product. Really nice highlights there. So yeah, I was happy with that. The next thing that I got was the Wayne Goss brush number 14, and I use this for highlight, and I use this all the time. I still use this. My only gripe about this is it did sort of splay a little, some little hairs kind of go to the side a little. But yeah, I enjoy this brush. I still use it all the time. The third thing was the Nyod Sanskrit Saponins cleanser. I talked about that. It was oh, but I powered through it and I finished it. But that was not a great product. Next up was the Jouer Lip Topper in Skinny Dip. This is a product that I've come around to. I've still kind of struggled on how to use it, but I'm starting to work with it now, because it's very, very glittery. It's very glittery it's lip topper is the right name for it, because you can see there it's quite shiny for a lip product. Much more glitter impact than a regular lip gloss. And then the last thing that I got the next thing that I got was the Natasha Denona Joya palette, which this is the palette component, and these are the eyeshadows. I just depotted these guys right here. So I just depotted these this year, or I guess last year now, 2022. And yeah, I want to get more use out of that palette. The shades that I use the most are these two, but you can see just by laying it out like this, how similar those two shades are, And I talked about the gold not really being my kind of shade. Still not really my kind of shade. But yeah. And then the last thing that was in this was a brush cleanser. And I talked about at the time that this was a rose scent, didn't really like the rose scent, but it wasn't too strong. I finished this up, but I still use this container, and you're gonna see this in my empties, because I had one of the Beauty Blender soaps in here, so I just put other soap in here and still use it as a brush cleaner. So yeah, I liked that product. So overall, it was a really good box, except for the cleanser. And at the time I paid $130.93 and the retail value was $214.63. So yeah, I started off like, I think my first box was so good, I was hooked. I was hooked from the get-go. 2019, so at this point I had my actual camera, the camera that I'm using now, which is the Canon EOS Rebels TI6 or 6TI, something like that. But my audio was terrible. I was trying to figure out audio and I could not figure out audio. But the camera was the new camera. I'm pretty sure I bought this camera like early spring in 2018. Like shortly after I started filming, I changed over to a camera instead of my phone. Phones are so much better now that I could just use my phone really if I wanted to. I actually use my phone a lot for when I vlog. But anyway, so for this box, this was the first year Good Molecules was introduced. I really love Good Molecules. I talked about like that sort of like hooked me on Good Molecules. Interesting enough, I got the Good Molecules Wake Me Up Eye Serum, which I don't think exists anymore. I don't even remember that product. I totally forgot I had that. I don't remember what I thought about it. I'm pretty sure I just thought it was too light of a serum. It was like a product that I would layer. But I was so interested in the brand that I ended up buying like a full face set of products. So that was a good kind of win for me. A win for both me and Beautylish, I guess, because I spent more money on their products. That was also when I was introduced to Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the Dolce Vita palette. I was super pumped on getting this and trying this. I would say this is a product that my opinion has changed. And I don't even know if my opinion has changed because I feel like the quality, I don't know. Maybe the quality of this has just degraded over time as well. I've talked about, like, it's an okay palette, but these palettes are $53 US. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's like 66 Canadian. Like, it's ridiculous price in Canadian. And I feel like with this palette, it's just not worth that kind of a price. So those are the shades right there. I mean, the colors are nice, but it's nothing to write home about. I think I like the Pillow Talk one better, and I'll talk about another Charlotte Tilbury product shortly that's much better. But I was super excited to get this. It was really exciting to get a Charlotte Tilbury product and to get it like on a deal. I also got another Jouer product. I got the Jouer lip gloss in Sunset. I was super excited about this, but since then I'm like, eh. The problem with this for me is the shade. It's just a little peachy. I don't know. I still struggle with wearing this. I've kept it, but I keep constantly thinking at some point I'm going to declutter this. You can see it's kind of a peachy pink. I wish it were either more pink and it was maybe a bit more deeper, maybe a little less pigmented. I don't know. It's just a little off, I think, for my skin tone. But it's a nice quality product. The next item in here was the Kevyn Aucoin powder in Candlelight. This is the Celestial powder, I think they call it. Yeah, and yeah, I was super excited to get this. Still super excited to have this. I do have it on today. It's a pretty subtle highlighter. Sometimes it can look a little more intense. I feel like if I have a bit of a tan, I think if your skin is a bit lighter, yeah, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it on my hand there. Where to swatch it. Where to swatch it to show you. Yeah, I can't get a good swatch of this. It's really, like, it's very much, I said in my video, it's kind of like an hourglass powder. And I would say it's a bit more of a highlight than, like, the hourglass, I don't know what you call those. Like, they're not setting powders, but I guess setting powders. It's a bit more zhuzh than that, but not a whole lot. But I really like it. It's a really nice product. Actually, I considered putting that, when I was considering doing a full year Project Pan and like trying to finish products, that was the highlight that I was going to pick. So expect to maybe see that highlight come up in my year-long Project Pan as a rotational item. And then I also had the VDL Illuminating Primer. I did finish that up. It was a nice product. I'm glad I tried it. It definitely is a product that, you know, seeing people talk about it, like I'm pretty sure Jessica Braun has talked about it and they really liked it. I didn't like it as much as they like it, but it was a nice primer. And then the other thing was, again, something I use all the time. It's this Wayne Goss brush in number 17. I just washed it, so it's pristine, I think. Pretty pristine anyway. Yeah, it's a really, really nice brush. I like this for crease work, like putting on the first color that I'm going to put on in my crease and sort of buffing it out. But yeah, it was a really, really good box. Kind of a small, like all the items were very small-ish. I guess I finished 2 items in this. But yeah, like when I was putting all my stuff together, I was like, oh, this all fits in this nice little bag. Am I missing something? I'm not. But yeah, that was a good year too. Again, I was pretty excited for the products. Looking back, maybe not the best because of, I would say this is maybe not the best palette, but still I think a good bag. Like, I'm happy with that. I wouldn't change it. Like, I mean, if I could change it, I would get a different palette, but overall, a pretty good box. I paid $140 Canadian for that, which was kind of the highest, like a high value, I think. So the first couple of years they didn't have pricing in Canadian, and so it was always just based on exchange rate. And so it seemed the exchange rate must have not been great because I paid $140 for it, and the retail price was around $222. So 2020, oh, little naive Anne. January, I guess, I don't know if this was January or end of February, I can't remember. I think this was very late January that I filmed this one. Just prior to the panini, had no idea what was coming and what the world would be like after that. Also fixed my audio by this point, which was really good. And it's really funny, I can hear my foster cat at the time, which I had, and I had her until late February 2020, and then unfortunately I had to pass her over to another foster because she would attack me. She was a bit crazy. But then I got my little Peanut, who's right here, staring at me this entire time. Harley's sitting right there. So, this was a box. This was a box. I feel like there was like a mistake with this one because I got so much stuff. Like, I kind of feel like I got an XL box. Maybe. I don't know. It was crazy. The first thing I got was the Miss Fame Under My Skin eyeshadow palette, which is the one that I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing 2 shades from this. This palette, I will be honest, the more I've used it, the more I'm like, it's okay. I was really like salty when I got this palette and I was looking at reviews online because people were just like kind of putting negative reviews but without actually reviewing the quality of the palette. They were like, I don't know this brand. Why did I get this? I'm so sad I got this. I didn't want this. Without actually commenting on the quality of the eyeshadows. And that's what they should have been like reviewing, right? My issue with this eyeshadow palette is, I mean, the colors are really, really nice. It's a really nice looking palette. You can see sort of, I think, the glitter kind of all over the palette. This is the problem with this. It's like what you see in the pan is not necessarily what you get on your eyes, which is a challenge. So I'm wearing like this color here and this color here, and you wouldn't know that looking at my eyeshadow. Like, the Tautation, it's a really nice color. It's got these sort of like greenish glitters in it. Those don't show up anywhere on the eyes. And then Astral Play is just really hard to get. You end up, it's a black based eyeshadow, and when you do like a finger swatch, it looks pretty nice. But again, once you start buffing it out on the skin, you just get sort of a gray, purpley gray. So I think that's the negative aspect of this. I mean, there's some nice colors in this, but what you see is not what you get on the eyes. And I think that's the challenge with this eyeshadow palette. This is a palette I see myself, I don't know if I declutter it. I see myself dismantling it and keeping some of the shades and or maybe not even getting rid of some of the shades, but just dismantling it because, again, it's not a very cohesive palette as well in terms of shadow. So I got that palette, and then this was like, I did a big bag out for everything I got this year. So the other palette that I got this whole Sugar Pill Little Twin Star collection. So like the whole shebang, the whole like PR box. And so this palette, this is a nice palette. Again, it's kind of a funny palette though. The shadows are massive. It's kind of like a face and eye palette because you can use these as like face products as well. Good quality on this, but again, an awkward palette. I like this. I won't declutter this or dismantle it. But yeah, it's just a very funny, kind of a funny palette altogether. And then that came with this, it's like a pencil case, makeup bag. I store like random stuff in here. So I have like an extra sharpener. I have the little pads for my like eyelash curler, some extra like spongy things. So that's what's in there. So it's still practical. I really like this. I use it all the time. And then it came with 2 liquid lipsticks. This was the year that I got like an insane amount of liquid lipsticks. So it came with these 2, which again, I don't really wear these, but they're super cute. Like the packaging on them, they're the little twins. So super cute. And then I got the anniversary of the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick collection. So this was, I guess, his original. I kind of like had to do some digging because I really didn't know a whole lot about it. But this was like his original liquid lipstick set. There's 5 shades in it. There's this white shade, which I forget what this one was called. I cannot read that anymore. Oh my god, my eyesight's totally gone. Anyway, we're not even going to bother. I am wearing this color today. So I did put on Androgyny, which is probably my favorite color out of all of these. But yeah, I actually have a video with me trying all 7 of these on. The white and the green. Interesting. Anyway, so yeah, got all 5 of those. And then, I know, this was a crazy box. This is when I got the Hourglass Confession Ultra Slim High Intensity Refillable Lipstick in Secretly. I've talked about this. Yeah, it's starting to go. So I'm going to try and use this a little bit more this year. It's a really pretty red shade. I really, really like the shade of this. I like the quality of this. I really want to buy a shade that's going to be more wearable for me for like every day. Because I think I would get more use out of this if it was like a more wearable color for me. But really, really like the quality of this product. And then the last thing that I got, I know, there was so much, was the Unit eye brush set, which was, I said at the time, kind of funny because I did actually make a purchase earlier that year on Beautylish and I bought one of these. I don't know if you can see, these are dirty because I use them like fairly regularly. I wouldn't say they're my favorite brushes, but I like them. Like I said, I use them pretty regularly. I kind of forgot that it came in this little thing, so I have to remember this for travel, for the next time I travel, that I can actually put brushes in this, because it's nice and like compact and nice and small and flat. So yeah, that was a lot. No, oh, I was gonna say no skincare, but there was also, what is I wish I could remember the thing with like the infomercials, but wait, there's more. I also had the Good Molecules Niacinamide Brightening Toner, which I really liked that toner. I think I've repurchased that since then, but I don't have it now. But I'm pretty sure I purchased that as well after that video, or after this box. So yeah, like this was an insane box. So I paid $132.80. That's including the cost of a gift card. So I did purchase, I shouldn't say technically I paid $106 Canadian, but I applied a gift card because I did a previous purchase on Beautylish. So with the gift card, if I didn't have the gift card, it would have cost me $132.80. I kind of wanted to put that in there, like, or put my pricing without the gift card in there just to make it sort of equivalent to the other purchases from other years. But the retail price of 2020 was $343. Like, that was insane. There was so much stuff. I was really happy about it. A lot of kind of unusual stuff. Like, I could have done without getting the whole thing of Jeffree Star's lipsticks. I think it was after that year too that they decided to do a separate box for Jeffree Star products, which I'm glad that they did that because I prefer to not have his products. I think his products, from what I understand, are good quality. I don't want his stuff. I'm okay with not buying from his brand. So that was an insanely good year. 2021. So 2021 is Harley's in the video for that, which made me super excited. And this year was the year that I got the way better Charlotte Tilbury palette. So if you're going to get a Charlotte Tilbury palette, get one of these. Or I think the ones, there's like a 6-pan palette. Like I've seen people getting the Darling palette this year. This one's a really nice palette. I just was using this in my like palette rotation. I was just using this past few weeks. Really nice palette. Not necessarily a standalone palette for me, but quality wise, like this is a top-notch quality palette. I feel like the shades in this are really nice. Let's just do some random swatching. And it's funny because I talked about not liking or being like a bit ho-hum about the green trio because I'm not a green eyeshadow person, but these greens are really, really nice greens. They're subtle green, and I feel like, I don't know, I like comparing it with some like browns and other shades. Sorry, this is not very good swatching. But there's a few shades from that. Quality-wise, such a really, really nice palette. I was really happy to get that. Next up, I got the Good Molecules Pineapple Exfoliating Toner, and this is actually sitting in my shower right now. I had to go pull it out. It's maybe, I don't know, yeah, you can see it. It's almost half full. Like, this is taking me a long time to use. You don't need a lot of product. I use it infrequently, like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. I could maybe use it a little bit more. I just don't. But really do like this product. I am actually using a sample of a very similar product from Barbara Strum. Same thing, that sample's taking me way longer to finish than I thought it would. But yeah, this is a really nice product. I've always been pleasantly, I don't say pleasantly surprised, but I do like the Good Molecules of products. It's a brand that I enjoy using products from and trying from. The next item I don't have anymore. This was like the big dud of this one, but at least it was like the lowest price value thing in it. It was the Rosen Skincare Breakout. It was sort of like a drying type thing, but it was like minty, and it exploded basically on me. I talked about, like, I don't get a whole lot of acne in general. I've been getting like spots here. I get spots here and there. Like lately I've been leaning on my hand a whole lot while I've been like doing stuff online, which is, I don't know, it's an old habit that I used to do, and I've started doing it again. And I'm like, stop, because I've been getting breakouts. Like, I'm like, oh, it's exactly where I put my hand. But yeah, that was a dud product. The next item that I got was the Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Liquid Eyeshadow. I think I really lucked out with this one because I think some of the other shades were not great. It's an interesting product. It's interesting to work with, but it has very good longevity and very good pigment. If you're wanting to get, or if you're wanting like a high shine, stay all night kind of look, this product definitely will do that. Like I said, I think some of the other shades were not as good. I think I really lucked out. I think that was like Moon. I don't even know what shade this was. It's got to be here somewhere. I just can't read it. I think it was Moonstone or something like that. And then the next item that I got that I really enjoy, but again, it took me a little while to like figure this product out. It's the Viseart Moisture Boost Lip Shine in Fleur. And I think the thing with this is the color in this kind of scares me a little bit, but it's not that pigmented. And it actually gives you quite a nice look. It's kind of like it's not the same, but the same kind of effect as like Black Honey. Like having a deeper lip, but kind of a sheer deeper lip, gives a really interesting look. So yeah, there's that guy there. And again, I really like, it has an interesting like candy smell. I don't know, it's an interesting smell on that one. And then the last product that I got was the Sonia G Pencil Pro Brush. I use this every single day. I swear I use it every single day. Close to, well, every single time I do my makeup. It is a great product because it's a nice and small tip for, like, I guess I have hooded eyes. I've never really, anyway, when I put the eyeshadow in the crease here, and then, like, the darkest shadow that I put on, I always use this brush to, like, pinpoint where I want. I might go in with a bigger brush to blend out, but I always use this brush to, like, target where I want it to be, and just absolutely love this brush. If there was any brush that I was going to buy from Sonia G, it would be this one for sure. Or like smaller type brushes. Just the shape of my eyes, smaller brushes work out a lot better. So for 2021, the paid price was $129.79. Again, similar to the year before, I had a gift card. So that's including that if I did not have a gift card. I think, again, I paid around $105 or $107 without the gift card. And then the retail price was $228. And then this brings us to last year's bag. So last year's bag, I also got a Sonia G brush. This one is one that I just don't use very much. It's the Worker One brush, and it's kind of big, but it's not, I thought about using it for like, maybe, I said concealer, but I wouldn't use this for concealer now that I have this brush. I think that'd be kind of weird. It's not dense enough. I did say maybe highlight, but it's kind of almost too small for highlight. But you can see like on my eye, like this is a very big brush for my eye that I kind of don't use it. I feel like I need to play with this a bit more. I kind of forgot I had it, to be honest. It just sort of sits with my other eye brushes. But because of the size and shape of it, it's not something that I immediately am drawn to, but it is a nice brush. The next item I got was the Danessa Myricks Color Fix 24 Cream Foil in Venus. It's funny, this year when I was watching people's videos after I unboxed mine, I like try really hard to like not watch anybody's videos or see any posts. I like just don't look at it. When I was going through other people's videos, they're like, Danessa Myricks? Like most people didn't know this brand. I'm like, what? It seemed really weird to me because the brand had been out for like a year or so. I mean, a lot of people know the brand now, but at the time, people were not knowing what the brand was. And I'm like, I've been eyeing this brand for a while when I got this. This is a nice to have, but not a need to have kind of product. Again, it's not a product I'm ever going to finish, but it's really nice. I think I, again, kind of lucked out with a really nice color. I would have been happier with a brighter color, just based on my preferences of how I do my makeup, like more of a champagne color or like a lilac purple or like a lighter pink. This is there you can see the shift there. There's like a sort of orangey base and then a fuchsia pink shift. Really, really pretty product. I do wear it every once in a while. I sort of don't wear it on its own. I generally wear it with like other eyeshadows, but I think it's a really, really pretty product. But like a nice to have, but not necessary. It's kind of nice to get that kind of a product in the box because I'm obviously not paying full price for it. The next thing that I got was the Wayne Goss lipstick in Dahlia. This is something, again, I really like the product. I just don't love the shade on me. I can make it work because I'll mix it with like a pinker lip liner or a pinker lip gloss or a deeper lip liner. But you can see it's very similar to that Jouer product. It's like that peachy pink. And this is the thing with a lot of the Wayne Goss lipsticks. Now that I've seen a lot of them, like people swatching them and stuff, I feel like a lot of them lean that peachy pink. And I just don't like that peachy pink on me. I prefer more of like a brownie pink, something a bit more cooler tone or neutral toned, not that warmer tone. But again, really nice product. Like really nice lipstick, really nice quality, really nice packaging, just maybe not the best shade for me. I also got another Good Molecules. They now seem to put a Good Molecules product, I think, in everybody's bag every year now. And the product I got was the Glycolic Exfoliating Toner. I still have not opened this because I am still working through the Ordinary Glycolic Toner that I bought a year ago. Well, I guess it'd be over a year ago now. And I think I'm only like halfway through it, so this guy is it's just gonna sit. It sits in the cupboard. I'm hoping it stays fine, that it's just sitting in the cupboard, you know, out of the light. It's not in a warm environment, and it should be fine. Hopefully it'll be fine, because I probably won't open this until like this time next year. But I'm pretty sure I will like this product once I do eventually open it. The dud of this box for me was this. So I got two of these. These were the Kitsch Towel Scrunchies, and they just don't seem to work for me. I think it's just the way I do my hair and the way I dry my hair. I talked about like maybe taking these to the beach. There's no way I'm taking these to the beach. Like it's just not happening. I'm not doing it. I think I might have tried once, but I don't think I did. I said it and I never did it. My issue is the way I dry my hair, because my hair is so long, I'm not going to just put it up in a ponytail, because if I put it in a ponytail, it's still going to be wet on my like clothes and my shoulders. So the way I normally do it is I'll take it and like twist it up or like put it into a bun. But if I put it into a bun, this is too loose just on its own that won't hold a bun, but it's too tight if I double it over. So it's like, it's just not the right size. So, I mean, I have it, but I don't really use them. I don't know, maybe if, at some point if my hair's shorter, it'll be different. But right now with the length of my hair, it does not work out for me. Maybe someday, like some products I come around to, maybe someday I will come around to this product. But what makes up for that was this. I was super excited to get this. I'm still super excited to have this. This is the Natasha Denona Retro Palette. I feel like I still have not given this enough love. This will probably come out pretty soon. I feel like this is a nice February Valentine's kind of palette. It's a nice fall palette too. Yeah, really, really happy that I got this palette. I think too, for me, not really having many large palettes from like Natasha Denona, it was really nice to have this. I do have the Glam palette as well, so I can mix and match those two palettes together. But yeah, I was super thrilled to get this, and I'm still super thrilled that I got this. So for 2022, I paid $138.90. I did not have a gift card last year, and the retail price was $210 Canadian. So just kind of going over the prices, I'll put a chart on the screen. You can see that for most years I've paid around the same. Most years it's around $130 Canadian. There's been 2 years where it's 140-ish. We'll see what next year is like, if it's still that high or not, if it sort of sustains itself at that high. Because I noticed it was interesting that the base box kind of jumped last year. So they had it in Canadian value last year and it was $94, and this year it was $105 Canadian. So it'll be interesting to see, did they do that because of exchange rate, or will it be, I don't know, exchange rate might be like that next year too. Like, will it be $105 Canadian next year as well? So yeah, and my like retail value, or like the value of the products, was again fairly on par most years, except for that year that I got like a crap ton of stuff, which I'm not complaining, but it was just like an anomaly that year. So definitely not expected to get a box like that. Like, that was definitely an out of the ordinary box. So those were my previous boxes. How do I feel this year? So this year's been interesting. As soon as I started seeing people posting their unboxings, I started watching them. Like I said, previous years, I normally don't do that. I wait. The one thing that's kind of sucky as a Canadian is the last few years they've taken a long time to get the box to Canada. So I'm usually one of the last people to unbox my box, and most people don't want to watch by then. So kind of, lets the air out of the bubble a little bit for that. Or it's like, I don't know, it's not as exciting to film because, people aren't super excited to see it, even though I'm excited because I haven't watched anybody else's video at the time. So yeah, this year I've been watching a lot of people's videos, mostly regular unboxings, a couple of XL unboxings. I'm not sure if I've seen anybody with a deep, because I got the light to medium, and I know they have like a deep version, and I don't know if I've seen anybody unbox a medium deep version. So kind of some of the products that I've seen some people like in their boxes this year, I've seen a lot of the Maw Beauty, the blushes and the lipstick, Wayne Goss lipsticks and lip pencils, the Charlotte Darling eyeshadow palette, the Natasha Denona. I've seen one person get the Glam palette, and I've seen a couple people get the My Dream palette. Do you want to sit? Do you want to sit? Hello, hello. This is how I have to do some like phone calls at work. And luckily I don't put my camera on, because some of my coworkers can tell when I'm talking. They know, because they know I do this. But if I'm like on with people they don't know me, they have no idea that I have a dog. Like, I'm entertaining a little puppy on my lap because he's a big baby. But yeah, I've seen a few people unbox the My Dream palette. And I definitely, if I were to get a palette, I definitely would want the My Dream palette. I'm not sure if I've seen Hindash palettes this year. I can't remember. Maybe I did see one. I know last year that was a popular palette. A couple of hair products. I've seen the R & Co cream that they've had. Again, Good Molecules. The facial oil. For some reason, they've been pushing the facial oil. Maybe they're changing the formula for that. And the glycolic acid, which again, I don't need that. Unit brushes. I've seen again the face brush and the eye brush set coming up again with the orange handles. A couple of Sonia G brushes. Seen an Hourglass product, Danessa Myricks Multi-Chrome Flakes, and I've seen, what else did I see? A couple things in the XL boxes that were a little different, like the Viseart Petit 4 and the Orbe Defense Protection Spray, and a Chantecaille lipstick, and the Sonia G brush case. So the interesting thing that I'm seeing with this year's boxes or bags is, a lot of kind of similar products to last year. Like, I already have a Natasha Denona palette, I already have unit brushes, I already have Wayne Goss lipstick. So if I got those products again, I'd be kind of like, oh. Especially with the Wayne Goss lipsticks, like, to me that's such a gamble, because some of those shades I know they're neutral shades, but they just don't work for me. So I'd be kind of disappointed if I got another Wayne Goss lipstick or another unit brush set. So I feel like my opinion of this year is I'm not feeling FOMO that I didn't get this year's, sorry, I'm just going to move him. There you go. You sit there while I finish filming. So what was I saying? I was saying about FOMO. So I am feeling a little FOMO. I'm feeling a little FOMO on the fun of getting the bag, unboxing it. Like, I was watching my past videos, and man, I am so excited to get the bags, because for me, and I feel like for a Lucky Bag, they're really good for people who don't buy a lot of these brands, a lot of high-end brands, or buy a lot from Beautylish, because you're going to get stuff that you don't already have. If you buy from Beautylish regularly, or if you buy from the brands that they put in the bags regularly, you're probably going to get products you already own. So I feel like the bags are not good for those people, and I feel like a lot of people that get disappointed are people that have their products already. They're like, oh, I already have these products already. And like I said, watching a lot of people's videos, I feel like a lot of these products are very similar to last year's. I don't know, like, when I look at my bags from the past 5 years, they feel very different, other than getting, like, you always get a Good Molecules product the past 3 years. But for the most part, they feel very different. But watching this year's unboxings and thinking about what I got last year, there's a lot of overlap. So that's helping quell my FOMO. Like, I'm not really feeling FOMO. I think if I was going to take a break, this was a great year to take a break, because I'm not feeling a whole lot of FOMO. Like, of the stuff that I've seen people unbox, like, I wouldn't mind trying the Mauve blush. Like I said, if I got the My Dream palette, I would have been thrilled with that. If I got a nice Sonia G brush, would have been happy with that. But that's a pretty big gamble compared to the balance of stuff that I've seen people unboxing. So yeah, I'm okay. I feel okay not buying a box this year. I never even mentioned why I didn't buy a box this year. I'm on a no buy right now. So I'm not buying any makeup right now. So that's why I didn't buy the box. But I'll be 100% honest, probably will buy it next year. I'm feeling like it was great to take the break, but I do really like the box. I do think the value is there. Like, there's definitely, to me, no question that the value is there. You're getting a really good price for the products that they put in the bags. I feel like they do put good products in the bags. Sometimes there's a dud, but for the most part, 4 to 5, 4 to 6 are going to be good products. So yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts and feelings on the Lucky Bag. I'm super curious if you got a Lucky Bag. If you did, let me know. Or let us all know down below. If you have a video or if you have an Instagram post too, let us know. We can check it out. I've maybe already seen your video at this point, because I've watched so many videos. I'm trying to see what everybody got, because again, I find it really fun and exciting. So my sort of results are, I'm pretty happy with I'd say 80% of the stuff that I've got in previous bags, which is a very high percentage compared to things like BoxyCharm and Ipsy, I feel like. Not feeling too much FOMO this year now that I'm seeing what people are getting, but definitely probably will buy a bag next year. So anyway, if you like this video, feel free to give a little thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.